This is Ivy. She is not happy with me right now. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Oh, she ran away pretty quickly. So today I'm going to be telling you guys some fun stories from my time working at an adult store, or sex store, or whatever you want to call it. I have plenty of them, so if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and I will be posting more eventually. So the first 3 stories are basically going to be from the exact same day, unfortunately. So the store I worked in was in a very busy area of Toronto, so we got a lot of people. It wasn't uncommon that we got really terrifying people. Lots of good stories though. So, story number 1. During my second weekend there, I was working alone with one other girl. The store I worked on had 2 floors, but because it was just the 2 of us, we mostly stayed downstairs together unless someone went upstairs. Fairly early in the morning, we ended up with this one person who came in a crop top and booty shorts. They were terrifying. He was walking around talking to himself and saying some fairly inappropriate things. Clearly was on some sort of drug, coming down, I guess, from the night before, or I don't know if he just started it. He seemed like he was having a good time in his own head. I stopped paying attention to him for a few minutes. I don't know about my coworker. I think she was trying to figure out if this guy was going to be a dangerous person or if there's someone we can ignore. And I mean, not, like, actually ignore them, but, like, not someone we're going to have to worry about them. So I look back, and they have the lube testers, and they are covering themselves in lube. I didn't realize how much lube they had put on themselves at this point, though. So they're continually walking around. I'm talking to my coworker being like, hey, this guy needs to go. My coworker is trying to call up the police or someone to get us help. And they started very, very loud, explaining that about people fucking them. They also decided to grab toys. At one point they grabbed a dildo and came up to me and started explaining to me why it was wrong and then kind of threw it at me. And when I caught it, there was lube on it. It was so gross. So we ended up having to follow this person around, basically cleaning anything that they had touched until they finally left. Fortunately, we didn't have anyone come to save us, but at least they left us alone. Story number 2, about half an hour after this first person came by. So these 3 people came in. 2 drag queens who were clearly on something as well. And this one guy. The guy seemed pretty nice and genuinely was nice to talk to. The 2 drag queens were drunkenly stumbling around, showing me their phone of their really blurry shots of their performance. One was in a Lady Gaga shirt and was telling me about how they're Lady Gaga's cousin and falling all over the place. And they had asked about some vibrating panties. So I walked them upstairs to go find that. They seemed to like it, and then they put it back in my hand and was like, I need to get some money from my limo. I will be back. So they left. Obviously they didn't come back. I walked downstairs and the guy that was with them was still around and had asked me for something, so I opinion on something, which was upstairs, so I walked back up with him, and then halfway up, he grabs my ass. I turn around and I'm like, you can't do that. That is not okay. And he grabs my hands, looks at my black nail polish and goes, I love black, and then runs out. What the fuck? So at this point, my coworker and I are just like, today's a day. We had decided that we weren't going to open the second door because there was another door outside that led up to the second floor. This ended up being, I think, the last year that they opened it because we got a lot of people like this. Another person who happened to come in that day was this guy. Very, like, old but, like, stiff, like, walking like he had intention. And he was very angry, I think. And my coworker, being the sweetest person ever, the nice, like, high-pitched, super sweet voice, bubbly, I love her. She welcomes him, and he goes, "You stay there!" And then he walks to the back, looks for a second, and then starts walking out. And as he's passing my coworker, goes, "You stay there!" again, and we're just like, kind of in awe of what the hell just happened. We were kind of shocked and didn't know how to process this because we just dealt with someone covered in lube, the two queens and the I love black guy, and whatever that was. Another person, another story. This, I don't remember if this happened this day, but it happened multiple times and became someone that we would push other people to go deal with. Was this one guy who would come in and find the first person to talk to him and would talk to us about blow-up dolls. I don't mind talking about blow-up dolls if I have to, but this person was very intense. He never bought one, and half the time I couldn't understand what he was saying, but he would talk to you about good blow-up dolls, bad blow-up dolls, tell you his opinion, but like very aggressively, and get mad that we don't have enough variety of blow-up dolls. There was never enough blow-up dolls for him, and they were all too expensive and also not good enough quality, because blow-up dolls are meant to actually be good quality. If you're... But yeah, he would just talk your ear off, and you would be stuck there for about half an hour trying to be like, okay, but is there anything else I can help you find? Okay? Just leave me alone, please. I get it. These aren't good enough for you. And the last one, so later at the store, we happen to have a set of stairs in the middle of the store. And on the far end of the stairs, basically right before you go up the stairs, was the anal wall. So all the butt plugs and all of the butt accessories would be there. And I guess not everyone is familiar with that stuff and would notice this wall. And I guess some people would get uncomfortable with it. But we would have a lot of drunk people coming in, especially on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was a area with a few bars, and a lot of shows happened somewhere near there. Like if you were coming from a baseball game, a lot of people would come to this area. If you had just seen something at Massey Hall, you'd come here. And at one point, we had a drunk lady come in with a group of people. Luckily, they weren't just a random drunk person who came in off the street. So these ladies came in very drunk. As you do on a Friday, Saturday night, because it had to be one of those nights. And these ladies were going up the stairs. I'm assuming they wanted to look at lingerie, because one of my coworkers had mentioned that probably to get some people upstairs to avoid the massive amount of people that were already downstairs. And halfway up the stairs, this lady notices the butt wall. And apparently it was the funniest shit ever for her. She like clung on to the rails and just like started laughing and in hysterics, like fell back going, "Butt plugs!" And then she like fell down some of the stairs. I have never seen butt plugs that funny. I wish I found this stuff that funny. She likes butt plugs. No, that was wrong. This is my kitty. She doesn't like being held, but she's being held right now, and I'm probably gonna get killed. So yeah, those are some of my stories from when I worked at a adult store, sex store, whatever you want to call it. If you have your own stories, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them or read them. And if you want to hear more, let me know. Till next time, bye!